you're going to have the recording after this session. All right, so I will share my screen. Okay, so we've done 3 sessions, and this one is the final session of 3. The first one, we saw a little bit of of HTML and CSS fundamental basis, and as well we started creating a portfolio. The second one, we saw how to create HTML file and a CSS file locally. And we saw the difference between the local files and the online files, because to deploy something, to put a website online, you have to have it, you need to have it local. And I will send to you some links that is going to be useful if you want to do it later on by yourself or with me. But the most important here is to pay attention to what I'm going to do, and then you can later on do by yourself. Let me drop on the chat all the links that you need for this session. And the first one is the link tree, which I'm here right now. Minimize it. Okay, the chat is here. All right. So this one, we're going to take an overview, to take a look at the code we've done before. And after this, we're going to put the code online, all right, to deploy our website. And the first thing that you have to do is you go to the link tree. So this is all the material we've used on this workshop. We have part 1 that you can take a look, and part 2 as well. If you didn't do the website, if you didn't do the code, the HTML code. And code from this session, if you click here, and I will click again. So here you have the portfolio and you have the final version, all right? And I will use the final version for this session, but the portfolio WS 101 is basically the empty file. So every time that you want, for example, to create a website in your own computer, you can use this template that I made for you. So with this template, I will click here to download, and I will download it in my desktop. So all you have to do is right click on the portfolio and transfer. This is in Portuguese, but it's basically to transfer to my own computer. And another thing is you have to download VS Code, all right? I have already VS Code, and I talked about it in the previous session. So I will write just WS, for example, and this is the zip code that I downloaded from Google Drive. And I download it in my desktop because it's easier, okay? So for example, I go to my desktop. Let me close this. And I go to my desktop. Here is the WS. I will extract this. So go here and extract to WS. And let me just delete this one. And I have right now my folder with all the code that I need for this final workshop. All right, so go to the link tree, code from this session, and portfolio WS final. If you click there, you've got all the code from this workshop. And I have here the index.html and style.css. And as well, I have 2 images, one from our own portfolio and explaining each session, and another one from the DreamHost website that is just a quick explanation with draws about each part of the website and what it represents in HTML. If I double click here in the index, I will be in the portfolio, all right? So again, if you go to your local file and you double click on index.html, the browser is prepared to read HTML files. So you're going to see the portfolio that I've done on these 3 sessions. And I will just do an overview of the code from this file, all right? And I have here the website. And what I'm going to do is I will go to my VS Code. If you have some questions, just drop in the chat, okay? You can interrupt me anytime. And what I will do is open new window. So when you download the VS Code, it will appear something similar to this. This is the welcome page, all right? So this is the first page when you download VS Code, and it's super easy to download. It just takes for 3 minutes to download. And I'll go to File and Open Folder. And I will go to WS and Portfolio and select folder, okay? So this is to open the folder that I've just downloaded. So every time that you want to create a new website, first you create index.html. Second, sorry, there are more people in the room. Second, you create the style.cs. Then you store this locally. In our case, I've sent to you in the chat all the links that you want, that you're going to need, sorry. And you can download those, the folder already done for you. But here I have my folder already done, and I will double click index.html and double click in style.css to take an overview. And basically, here I have the head and I have the body, okay? So is my, just a second, let me just put this in the silent mode. Okay, now I won't have any notification. And I have the head and the body. So the head basically is information about my page and the link with HTML and CSS. And I have the title of my page. And for this session, I will just change the title for portfolio, okay? So from now on, the title of my HTML file is going to be portfolio. And an overview of this code, just a quick one. So we've done the first session of my body is the nav bar. So the top of your page, of your landing page, you have the nav bar. And basically it's a menu with, in this case, is 4 links, okay? So let's go there again. I will go to my portfolio. And don't worry if you can't code along with me. This is for you to watch it later and try by yourself, because there's a lot of steps here that you have to install programs, you have to install softwares, and it's better for you to take a look and pay attention and then try by yourself, all right? So here's my local file, my index.html, and here's my navbar, okay? So this menu in the top of my page. I go to my VS Code again, and basically that's the part, okay? And I have, right after my navbar, I have header. Header basically, it has the title of my page, which is welcome to my portfolio, and it has a background, so big picture as a background. And I will go there again, and basically that's it. Welcome to my portfolio and my background picture. So this is my header, okay? I go to my code again. So in VS Code, I go to my code again. And this is my first session. So my first section is the about me. All right. So I have a title about me. I have an image here appended. And I have a paragraph. And this paragraph is basically, well, here's just an example, but you can write something about you. And I have another section here, which is activity. And the activity is an ordered list that it can be, for example, if you're going to put your portfolio online, it can be your work experience, it can be volunteer works, it can be projects that you have, it can be anything. Here just wrote activities, but it can be anything. And it's a list with 3 items. It can be more, and you can append here more things that you want, for example, images or everything that your imagination can imagine. And the last section is the CV section. And basically this one, so tell me if I'm going too fast, and you can interrupt me if you have some questions, okay? And the last one is the CV section. And basically, all I have here is one title, which is H1. And in line 44, so I think this is too little. I will put this more. In line 44, as you can see, I have a huge link because this represents link. I have an opening tag link and a closing tag link. And in between my opening and closing tag, I have an image, which means that my image from now on is going to be a link, is surrounded by the tag link. And in my image, I just took an image from internet, which is a portfolio, okay, in the source of my image. You're going to have this code, and I've already talked about images in the first session. I'll go to my portfolio, and this is the about me that I've talked already, with the image, title, and the paragraph. I have another one here, which is the ordered, in this case is an order list. And I have my CV. If I hover on the image, you can see that is a link. And when I click, I will be redirected to another page that I choose. And I choose here in this href, okay? If you put another link here, another URL, you're going to be redirected. In this case, for example, if you want to add your CV, all you have to do is you go to the folder of your portfolio, you add your PDF, your CV PDF over there, okay? And in href, you copy the path of your portfolio. So you go to your portfolio file folder, right click and copy. And then in href, you just paste, and then when you click at the image, you're going to be redirected to the PDF, to your CV. In this case, I will just append a simple image, okay? That you can do as well. There's no problem. So I just created an image from the internet, and basically that's it. All right, so the only thing that I will change on this code is this ordered list, okay? This is a vertical list. I want a horizontal list. I want it in line. And for this, what I have to do is I go to CSS and to an ordered list, and I will change the style of this list. By default, it displays like this. I will just change the display. All right, so I go to index.html, style.css, scroll until UL that represent this tag represent my unordered list. Press enter and I will write display. Okay, and I have here a list of things that I can use as display mode. The one that I will choose is dash web kit dash again and inline flex. Okay, inline dash flex. I think it's this one, and I will save all. Go to my web page and refresh my page, and that's it. I have it inline. All right. So the thing that I will do is after doing this change. So for this portfolio, I will keep this very simple because the main thing here is to put this online. Right. Play with this, with the things that and you just arrived. The link tree for this event is in the chat, and it has a code from this session. Okay, so all the code that I've done in the previous workshop are there. All right, so you have an empty file and a final file, and you're going to use the final file inside your own computer. You just need to download it. All right, so VS Code is just to edit your code. In our case right here, you're editing, and then we save. And then after having this all done, we are going to do is I will minimize this page, and all the links are in the chat, all right? And I will go to GitHub download. So just write git space download in your browser, all right? And press enter. And basically it's the first link. And I've sent the link in the chat, okay? All right, so you're going to go to this page, and as I have a Windows, I will click on Windows here, and this is going to appear for me, and I just have to wait and click at desktop. I will save this in my desktop, okay? This is the Git bash, and I will save. It's an application for Git bash. And basically, this is to making the bridge between what I'm going to do right now. So what I need to do is I have my local file, and I need to put this local file in an online portfolio for programmers that I call that it's called GitHub. So GitHub basically, I don't know if you have heard about it, but for computers, for programmers, it's very important to have a GitHub account because it's there that we put our projects, and as well it allows us to put things online. Okay, so every time, for example, I create sites, and every time that I will create a website, I go to GitHub and I save there, I store there my website, and when I will show it for somebody else, it's there are all my portfolio, all my projects that I can show to another people. All right, so all the links are, I will send this again in this website, in the chat, sorry, but all the links are here, okay? So the second link is to Git bash, and the third link is to GitHub. All right. So the second link is to download Git, and you click here in the executable file, and basically you will be asked to go next. Yes, it does. I will show you. It's very useful for you to control. For example, you can create a project, a private project. It's just you that is going to be. It's just you to see it, and you can have public projects as well. It's similar to a social media, but for programmers. And this Git is just click next, okay? Just click next, next, next. It has already all the configurations in a good mood. And I will exit because I have already, but this is very simple, okay? It just will take for you 4 minutes to install. And the second thing to do, so while you have this downloading, go to your browser. I will go to a private browser because I have already an account on GitHub, and I will write here github.com. Just this, okay? github.com. And I've sent all the links in the chat, okay? All the links are there in the description as well. If you need something, just tell me and I will send it again. And here, it's very simple. All you have to do is sign up, and it's just going to ask you 3 things: username, email, and password. Just this. And the only thing that you have to do is to confirm your email account. Very simple to create an account. And after creating, I will show you mine. After creating, you can log in with your username and your password. So I will log in on mine, and then you can see. So go to GitHub and log in on my account. Don't worry if you can't create your account right now, okay? Create it after this session. And then you can ask me by mail if you have some questions. All right, so this is my login, and you will be, after your login, it will be something like that. And in the top of my page, in the right side, I have your profile here in this icon, and I click on my profile. And basically, this is my profile. Your profile, of course, is going to be empty, but this is my profile. These are my repositories. I have 39, and it's pretty cool for future jobs that you're going to have. For example, if you show this for them, they can see all your work, all your projects there, and they can see a little bit about you, and as well your contributions. And it's pretty nice. And you can follow people, you can be followed. All right, so for us to put a project in this website, we have to go to repositories. So I click on repositories. And now is where I can choose if it's going to be public or not. Okay, I've created already one for this workshop, but I will create another one. So here is the button, new. So I go first. So first thing, I go to my profile. Icon in the top of my page, right side, profile. Second thing, go to repositories on this menu. Third thing, new, okay? And new is going to create a new repository for me to push my codes to there. And I will choose a name. So it's going to be WS101. I can write some description, and I can choose between a public one or a private one. Smart screen, something to do with smart screen. All right, so are you trying to download with this right here, with this link right here? Make sure.
I was trying to download it and I get this sort of message saying I can't do it.
Okay, so You have a Mac or a Windows?
I've got Windows.
Windows, all right.
And I did do Windows 64, which is my thing.
You are in this page?
I went to that page, tried to download it. I chose 64 Git for Windows setup. I admit, I don't know whether there's a difference between Windows setup and Windows portable, but I did the Windows setup.
Okay, it's correct.
Sorry?
It's correct, it's correct.
So I seemed to get a message to say I couldn't do it.
Can you paste the message on the...
I will, thank you so much. Yes, I will do that. Thank you.
Okay, no problem. If you still have the problem, I can stay with you after the session and I can resolve this issue with you, okay?
I'll send that to you.
All right. Okay, so Francisca, try to pay attention on this if you can't download it. And after the session, I can help you with this, and then you can rewatch the session and create. Okay.
Thank you.
No problem. So here is where I choose the name of my repository, and I've already chosen it. And as well, I choose if I'm going to make it public or private. So it's up to you, okay? I will put my private because this is just a test. And as well, with I can do both. It's the same for me because with both I can deploy my website. And if you want, you have this option, add a README file. If you click here, this is basically a description for your project. So if you want to add some description for your project to explain this for someone that are going to see it, you click in this checkbox and you add the README file. And here I will create repository and it's creating. So after the creation, you're going to have something like this. It means that you created a repository. All right. So first, download Git. Second, create an account on GitHub where you can put all your projects. And after creating an account, you are going to collect all our code and to push this to GitHub, okay? To transfer this from local to online. But in this case, in our own account on GitHub. And what I need to do is, I have my code here. So if you want to make some modifications, you can make. After this, you save. And for now, I will just close the VS Code. I don't need VS Code anymore, at least for now. So I'll go to my desktop, and this is my folder. Double click here, and double click here again until I have those 4 files. So after downloading Git, someone sent something in the chat.
That's me.
Oh, thank you very much. Now I can see. So after this, you have 4 files here, and I will right click in my folder and git bash here, okay? So after downloading git bash, you're going to be allowed to do this. So right click and git bash here, okay? This is automatic. You don't need to do anything. And once you download git bash, you're going to have this option. And I click in git bash here. And I wait. So this is basically a bridge between GitHub and my computer. So it's through this tool, I can send all my files to my GitHub account. And for this, the only thing that I have to do is git init, okay? Because I have here, so make sure that you are in the right path, but if you followed my instructions, you are there, okay? You are inside your folder. So git init, this will initialize git repository. It should appear here, .git, okay? Go to git again. All right. After this, git add dot space dot. And let me try to put it more. Let me try. Okay, now it's better. All right. So git add space dot. This is going to add all my files inside this folder in, for example, a package. Okay. Git add dot. Dot represents all my folders. And I will write a message, git commit, and I will write a message, for example, first commit. This is my first message. I can put, for example, hello world, hello world, hello world. So this is, for example, giving my package a label, okay? This is useful for people that are working together and want, or for example, if you want to write a message about your code, or if you want, it's for anything that you want, okay? Yes, it's going to be available. And if you don't mind, I will be here after the session to take a look at the issue that you're having, okay? All right. So git commit -m and the message that I want, and I will press enter. All right, so it shows me 1, 2, 3, 4 files. 1, 2, 3, 4 files. Okay, correct. Everything seems good. And just another thing, Francisca. So this record is going to be available for you, and as well the previous one.
Thank you.
And I can be here with you after the session for 10 minutes to take a look at the issue.
Thank you. I've sorted out the smart screen problem.
All right. All right.
Thank you so much. I have sorted it
No
out.
problem. So after this, git remote, press space, add, space again, origin. All of these I will send in the chat, okay? After the session. And I will send to you as a mail as well, message. All right, so git remote add origin. This means that I will add the address of the place that I want to be sent. And here code, I click here and I will copy this part, okay? So go to your GitHub account, copy the code here, just copy this, go to your git bash. Once you learn this, it's going to be super easy to do. So just, it seems lots of steps, but once you know it, it is straightforward. So I wrote here git remote add origin. So I'm going to add a remote origin and I will paste the GitHub, my GitHub repository. And I press enter and I just added the origin, the place that I want to send all of those things. And the final part is git. Last thing I have to do is to push, to send it finally. Push u space origin. Origin means this WS101 space master. And master I will show you what is master in a minute. So I will press enter, and basically it's copying everything. And as you can see, you have already here, master had recent pushes less than 1 minute ago. And I go to my GitHub account. This is the main, and I will refresh the page. And I'll click here, main, and go to master, okay? Branches, master, and I click at master, and all my code are there. So I have here all your code, okay? It's supposed to be here in your message as well. So this is the way I send my local files to my GitHub account. And from now on, if I make it public, if I change my settings to public, I can have people to take a look at my code. And of course, they can see it. And it's a very good way to show your code for another people. And as well to share with people that you want. All right, so I have here 4 files. 2 of them are just pictures. Okay. Screenshots of, one is a screenshot of a website that I have the H1 sections, everything about HTML with schemas. And another one is about the workshop. All right. So after having this, I will deploy my website. So I have this online as well, and it's with my account. So I will go to a website called Nativefly, and I'll go to new private windows as well because I have an account and I want to go there as anonymous. And basically it's Nativefly. And for example, if we go to Google and just write Nativefly and press enter, it's going to be the first option. Oh, this is going to appear to me because I'm not logging in Google. Okay, accept. So basically, Netlify is the first one. And for you, I will paste on the chat so you don't need to go to Google, okay? But I think this, okay, so you can go by there and you can go as well with this. So go to the second URL, because the second one is going to redirect you to your own dashboard. The second one is better, even though both of them works. And I will sign up. So to sign up, all you have to do is click GitHub, okay? Because you can sign up with a GitHub account. And it's pretty easy. You just click there, and then you're going to be redirected to your dashboard. So once you have a GitHub account, you can log in without writing any form. And just click here, GitHub. And then, of course, you have to put your username from GitHub account and your password as well, and just sign in. And then after you do this, you're going to be redirected to this page with your GitHub account. Okay. And basically on this page will be, I just click it here in this icon, and yours won't have any website. In mine, I have already websites, but it's going to be something. So GitLabs are basically another things to you to create projects. And with GitLab, you can create projects with databases and things like that. So people, they can use GitHub or GitLabs for projects with teams, with big teams. Okay, and with GitLab, it's basically from Git as well. So just another platform that you can use. Okay, and you can integrate it with another platforms as well. So later on, this is more for teams to work together. And if you're creating, for example, software, you can store this online on GitLab. All right. So here I have my dashboard after logging in with my GitHub account. And all I have to do is new site from Git. Okay. If I click here, so if you don't find this page for some reason, just click at this icon and you're going to overview a new site from Git. And I click here. So we have 3 platforms. We have Bitbucket, you have GitLab and GitHub. 3 of them, they are for projects. They're for programmers, okay? And in this case, we're going to use GitHub. So I click here in GitHub. And it's authorizing me, and it shows me all my repos from my GitHub. And I will search for the name. And the name that I gave to this repo was WS, and I will press enter. So it will search for me for the repository that I just created. Okay, and there we go. I have here WS 101, and it's private. I click here. It doesn't matter if it's private or public, okay? So I click here, and I will, the only thing that I have to do is branch to deploy. You're going to change this to master. Okay, change it to master. Go to the bottom of your page and deploy site. So make sure of the branch that you are in master, okay? And as well that you have all, let me go to my GitHub, as well that you have all the files on the master, okay? And go there again and deploy site. And now it will be in this page, and you have here site deployment process. And there we go, we have our site already online with this weird URL. So if I click here, this is my portfolio and it is online, okay? I will change the name, site settings. So again, here, site settings, and change site name. I will write WS 101, save. And I will send it to you in the chat so you can go to this address and check. So copy this and paste on your browser, and you're going to see the portfolio online. Okay, so this is the portfolio and it's online. You can access through your mobile as well. And if you want to change the name of your website, so we have one thing in the internet we call domain. So we have to buy one name to put to change the name of your website to be your personal one. So if you want, for example, to change it in a free way, of course you have to. This is not where you just have the option to change the first part. The second part is going to be the name of the platform .app. But if you want, for example, to change, if you want, for example, to change the name of your website, you go to domain settings and you personalize it. So you go add custom domain, and then you have to buy, of course, one. So for example, WS 101, and I will verify if it is, if somebody else is using it. Oh, sorry, it has to be .com, of course. .com. and I have to verify if someone else is using it or not. So yeah, it's available. It's telling me, okay, it's available. But for registration is this cost, okay? Some of them are cheaper, some of them are more expensive. And then, of course, if I want to buy it, I add payment method, a register, and then I have my name, my personalized name. But of course, for this course, I would just use this one that is free. And it's completely fine if you have a portfolio with nativefly.app just to show, for example, your projects. It's completely fine. Nobody will judge it. All right. So basically, that's it for today. It was just to deploy the website and put this online. And I will be here for you if you want some support to do this, all this process, because I wanted you to pay more attention than try to do it with me, because you can watch it later on by yourself and try to do it. And I will just stop recording.